To Books on Point, the 5th installation of the annual Humanities and Social Sciences Award is taking place in a few days to honor authors and contributors of books, creative collections and digital contributions. The awards, hosted by the National Institute for the Humanities and Social Sciences, boasts over 100 entries in 8 categories, and uplifts the work of creative scholars. To talk to us about the awards is Professor Sarah Mosoetsa, who's the Chief Executive of the National Institute for Humanities and Social Sciences. Prof, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Let's talk about, what prompted the National Institute to actually have these awards, because I understand 5th year running.
5th year running, we were established as an entity in 2013. Part of our broader mandate was indeed and still is to support the humanities and social sciences in a variety of ways, through scholarships, through research projects that we fund, and many other initiatives. And the awards were then part of the selection of initiatives that the Institute initiated at that point. Exciting that it's 5th year, and sometimes it's unbelievable. As I talk to the team every day about the awards, it's unbelievable. The value of the awards for us is not just to celebrate. Yes, it's an awards evening and everyone is in the humanities is arriving and looking very elegant. It is indeed to celebrate the humanities and social sciences, but more importantly, especially this year, we've taken it as our main theme, the social relevance theme, that we need to also use the awards to pause and reflect in terms of where the humanities are at, but also where the country is at, because you will notice that some of our submissions are indeed a very strong commentary about where we are as a country.
The reception you've received over the years in terms of the entries as well, and people from the outside wanting to support.
Again, humbling experience and reception from the publishers to an ordinary person who wants to know what are these awards. You will also notice that the awards are first of their kind in South Africa, in the continent. I think also, just to be arrogant a bit, in the world over. Nowhere in the world do we celebrate the humanities the way that we do in South Africa. So there has been an overwhelming support, and we're very pleased and we are very grateful as well.
Why is it that people don't celebrate the humanities? Or does it get looked past, where people would rather celebrate the sciences and the books that are in the economics field?
There has been, I think for many years, a look down on the humanities and social sciences, and many people asking what is the relevance of the humanities and social sciences, and that has been unfortunate. It has not been the case in South Africa. There's an entity called the National Institute for the Humanities and Social Sciences would tell you where the country is at, where we need to be celebrating both the sciences. Make no mistake, the natural sciences are important, but so are the humanities and social sciences, and that's why I think the Department of Higher Education established this entity. 5 years, still a young entity, but I know that we've done a lot and an amazing work.
We often talk about how important it is for us as Africans to tell stories about ourselves, to be observant of the situations that we see. What kind of books, in your opinion, should we be seeing more of, particularly from the social sciences side?
There are many voices that we still need to unearth in the humanities and social sciences. It's always gratifying reading a first-time monograph or a first-time novel, and of course, most of the time, some of the books that are coming out are also told from a male perspective. It's always gratifying to pick up a young scholar writing, and it's a female writing from a female perspective. So those are most gratifying. But I must tell you, the stories that we are telling about ourselves from this country, very compelling, very compelling. There was indeed a time when our stories were told from elsewhere by others. I think that from the 5 years that I've been interacting with the awards, it's amazing how the stories are told from our perspective.
Now, the one thing about this segment is that we often speak to authors, and you're an author as well. You published a book a few years ago titled Eating from the Same Pot. Tell us a little bit about it and how some of the issues raised in that book are very relevant in this context and the environment we're in.
The book, and unexpectedly, so thank you very much. The book, Eating from One Pot, was a reflection. It was wanting to tell the story about how individuals in a particular locale in South Africa, in KZN particularly, are experiencing and are also making sense of their lived experience of poverty, of unemployment, of patriarchy for that matter. What I found and what I document in the book is a story of hope. Yes, there's despair, but a story of hope where there's a lot of resilience in many of these communities, but that resilience is held mostly by older women. So the older women are still carrying the fort in terms of making sure that issues of basic survival are taken care of. I think it still resonates even today. So yeah.
All right. So the awards are happening in a few days' time. What can people look out for if they want to participate next year? What is it about these awards that you want to get your books and your body of work in front of the panel of judges? First, it is the awards, and someone will win at some point, and there is a prize to it. So that on its own aside, I think that the whole awards are about celebrating what in 2019 what was at the height of the humanities and social sciences. So being part of the awards is in itself a recognition. The judges are from our colleagues, so it's always good when your own colleague is telling you you're doing a great job. Prof, thank you so much for your time. That's Professor Sarah Mosoetsa, who's the Chief Executive of the National Institute for the Humanities and Social Sciences. Well, we have more news with Nzinga Unta at the top of the hour. We'll also be bringing you the briefing from the Health Minister, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, live from Cohen House in Pietermaritzburg. Your weather details are up next. It's a good afternoon from me.